Good morning, everyone. I am Ivy Rose P. Timbangan, and my co-reporters are Antoinette Casamayor, Everlit Pagunsan, and Shelame Alapap. For today's session, we are going to discuss to you the Lesson 5 in HRM 400, Human Resource Management, about measuring HRM effectiveness and efficiency with 5 subtopics such as 5.1, who brings in the people anyway, 5.2, business is a numbers games, 5.3, major activities of HR, 5.4, developing a measuring system for HR activities, and lastly, 5.5, cost as benchmarks for improvement. The following are the specific learning outcomes. First, to focus and value the major activities of HR. Second, to define and learn how to develop the right measuring system for the employees. And lastly, third, to identify and understand the concept and contribution of measuring HRM effectiveness and efficiency. Again, good morning everyone. I am Ivoros Pitimbangan and I am assigned to discuss the first topic, 5.1, who brings in the people anyway. Well, as shown in the images, of course, it is the human resource are the one who brings in the people in an organization or company. But before we go any farther, it should be kept in mind that an organization cannot succeed without people. At the same time, human resources are what an organization rests on. So people and work form are really the important thing. According to John J. Grove, one of his observations is that the people is made up of individuals and is meant to promote the good of those individuals. On the other hand, the human capital acquired is by human resource or HR, the business driver who pushes the company toward future advancements, substantial growth not only on the revenues but also on the firm's bottom line. The fundamental rule of human resource is essentially to maximize profitability, quality of work life, and profits through effective management of people. From this premise alone, it can be inferred that human resource role is to help create value to the organization. As incumbent upon the human resource department to show to the company the return of these people investments. Having said that, the effective utilization and management of the firm's human resources is the key to ensuring the firm's profitability and future viability. Remember that no matter the industry, all companies have one thing in common. They must have people to make their capital work for them.
Good morning, everyone. I am Antoinette Casamayor and I am assigned to discuss the second topic, 5.2, Business is a Numbers Game. According to Jack Fitzgerald's saying that business is and has always been a numbers game. Today's fast processing of data travels at the speed of light. Computers are churning out numbers on sales volumes, accounts receivable and payable, production efficiency, market penetration, and countless other subjects. The numbers tell management about the cost, how many units produced and sold, how long the lead time is for delivery of part or products. Numbers drive the business and is the basis of management actions and decisions. There are no escaping numbers. HR must not only be aware about all these numbers, including the peso volume of sales of the company and its earning performance, but also the cost-benefit analysis of all important HR activities. If other departments talk about numbers, HR must also talk about numbers. It is imperative, therefore, that HR assesses and reports its effectiveness and efficiency in numbers. Let us first delineate the difference between effectiveness and efficiency. The word efficiency and effectiveness are often considered synonymous along with the terms like competency, productivity, and proficiency. To distinguish between effectiveness and efficiency, we must first define the strategies. Effectiveness is doing the right thing. Doing the right thing means conducting the right activities and applying the best strategies for competitive advantage. From a process viewpoint, it is producing the required outputs and outcomes. In other words, meeting objectives. Efficiency is doing the things right. It defines whether processes are completed using the least resource and in the shortest time possible. For example, Truck driver A delivers his goods to Baguio in 6 hours at 7 liters per kilometer, while truck driver B delivers his goods to Baguio in 6 hours at 10 liters per kilometer. Both are effective in that they achieve the goals of delivering the goods to Baguio, but obviously, truck driver A is more efficient than B because he achieves his goal at lower cost.
Good morning once again. I am Everlit I. Pagunsan and I am assigned to discuss the topic 5.3, the major activities of HR, and 5.4, developing a measuring system for HR activities. The major activities of HR. It should be pointed out that the core elements for organization to function effectively are the following. First, the mission and strategy. Second, organization structure, and lastly, human resource management. Definitely, the HR functions plays a pivotal role in determining the business strategy through the organization's capabilities to compete successfully through a particular strategy, determining appropriate organization structures, and developing strategies to increase employee performance. To discuss measurements of effectiveness and efficiency of the HR function, a framework should be developed upon which its activities are identified in terms of importance and impact to business results. HR primary activities includes 1. Staffing, 2. Planning, 3. Employee relations, 4. Compensations and benefits, and lastly, 5. Training and development. When we say staffing, it focuses on the job providing qualified new hires. While planning, it is part of the strategic business plan, which is defined as an organization's process of defining strategy and direction and making decisions in allocating its resources to pursue the strategy, including its capital and people. Number 3. Employee relations. It is the role of the HR to maintain a good relationships between the employer and the employees. Number 4. Compensations and benefits. The HR strives to maintain equity in pay and benefits for all employees. Number 5. Training and development. It is the role of the HR to determine the capabilities of the employees and to provide training and development to enhance the skills and knowledge of the employees to improve their performance. Our next topic is developing a measuring system for HR activities. But before determining the cost of an HR activity, one must first look at the key variables. Let's say, for example, at the staffing section, the variables is depending on the size of the company. One would probably see a recruitment manager, a supervisor, an interviewer, a psychometrician, a secretary, clerk, and applicants. Other variables are resumes, requisitions, application forms, furniture and office equipment, light and power, and office space. All of these variables can be subject to measurement according to number 1, its cost, number 2, the time it takes to do it, number 3, its quantity or volume of occurrence or quality. The above list of variables could further be trimmed down by the order of their importance or frequency of occurrence. It could be classified into two general categories, which is direct cost and indirect cost. Example of direct cost is the interviewer. On the other hand, the furniture, office space, furniture and equipment, light and power can be categorized as indirect cost.
Good morning everyone, I am Sheila May Alapap and I'm assigned to discuss the last topic 5.5 cost as benchmarks for improvement. So first, let us define what is a benchmark. Benchmark means to study something such as a competitor's product or business practices in order to improve the performance of one's own company. For example, benchmark could be used to compare processes in one retail store with those in another store in the same chain. The elucidated formulas give you an idea of your processing. Number 1, cost per applicant. Cost per applicant measures how much you spend on recruiting resources. This includes job postings, online sourcing tools, recruiter hours spent on a role, onboarding, equipment, salary, and other expenses involved in finding and hiring employees. Number 2, interviewing cost. Interviewing cost, it is a cost in interviewing. It is the cost of hours spent in interviewing an applicant. Number 3, cost hire. To put it simply, a cost hire means it is the cost of hiring a talented employee. It is a recruiting metric that measures the cost associated with the process of hiring new employees. This includes expenses such as sourcing, recruitment, advertising, and etc. This can now provide some benchmarks for improvement on your staffing cost. Remember, a staffing cost means a salaries and benefits related to payment of personnel. For instance, if you do away with advertisements but instead go through website ads, e-advertising, participate in jobs fair, make use of social networks like Facebook or Twitter, or inside company job posting, you will save a lot on your advertising costs. You can also get rid of referral cost by searching the right talents on your own. Except for interviewing cost, direct college recruitment can save you a lot in the processing cost of recruitment, selection, and placement. The important thing is that you are able to show up top management your cost-benefit analysis in numbers in the same way that colleagues in your manufacturing, marketing, and finance do. A cost-benefit analysis is a key decision-making tool that helps determine whether a business decision, such as planned action or expenditure, is literally worth the price. Remember, it is not enough to improve on your cost, but everyone should know that you did and how you did it. That is why there are many unsung heroes in the HR. They have done marvelous jobs. They just failed to communicate it in numbers that business understands.